Jade, I love Back to Back, and I love Black to Black. It is amazing, my friend. I want you to talk to my son. We are the one team that Donald Glover shirt Atlanta, and we are digging it. We are digging it, Jade.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. I'm trying to get people on the show.
You're about to redo a head read. Live read. Right.
Draft.com, where you can play Trey on Twitter and probably win some money. Some people have been winning. That's what I've seen.
Oh yeah, they wiped me clean, man. Jeez, I'm almost done. Wazit's ready. Big Will.
What's good?
Chilling. How's Bahrain?
Man, it's getting hot out here.
I'm here.
What's up, Waz? Jerv.
Here.
Eddie get the bands on the Discord. Tell Jerv he's not representing the Process Trusters of Philly enough, and y'all need someone that's really paying attention to the team on there.
Why do we? Why?
Who's
doing? I'm just reading the Discord. That's
cool.
all I'm doing.
Jeez.
Listen, bro, it's all good, man. I've been a fan since 1980, yo. Like I don't got to check. Nobody's got to check my records, yo.
Sure.
I was at games where you used to cop the cheap seats. And then they would ask you to come down just to sit there so it looks good for TV purposes, man. I don't gotta explain myself to anybody, bro. I'm not looking at that dude. I'm looking past him, yo. All right.
Listen, Jerv, they out here trying to treat you like Siegel, man. Like you ain't put on out here.
Hey, bro. Look, don't even worry about me. Just check my team out. We play Tuesday night at 8 p.m. We about to send the legend home, and then we're gonna patiently wait to see the winner of this Bucks and Celtics game, and just take it one round at a time, man.
One round at a time.
I respect it.
And listen, and I hope they do keep messing with my man Ben. Keep poking the bear. Keep getting that man upset. Keep getting that man upset, bruh. Y'all see this dude?
Yes. Amazing.
He said keep poking the
Amazing.
Keep poking the Beige Ranger. Leave the Beige Ranger alone.
The Beige
I
Ranger.
love that composure.
Listen, you realize that people thought we made a mistake when we traded Michael Carter Williams?
No, I mean,
like, yo, listen, think about that. Think about everybody just laughed. Well, I feel like you probably were one of the people that laughed at us when we traded Michael Carter Williams.
No. I was a little bit confused, but like I wasn't like, oh my God, what are they doing? It was just more like D-leaguer after D-leaguer after D-leaguer after D-leaguer after D-leaguer. And I'm just like, really? This is what we're calling NBA basketball now? That was my shit with the process. It was just like, wow, man, like they took it to the, you don't like a loss is a loss. You don't have to lose by 40 every game to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my thing with the process. It's like, yo, we get it. You're going to lose. You want to get a good pick, but like, can we at least see NBA players on the team? I mean, at least.
But I mean, think about it. There's 3 cats from that roster that are still on the team right now. So there were NBA cats. TJ, Covington, and Rashad Holmes. And if you want to be true, Embiid.
Rashad Holmes, really?
Yeah.
If you want to be true, Embiid.
I mean, what do you mean Embiid is somebody? Embiid is somebody they got with the 4th pick in the draft. Like, again, they could have gotten the 4th pick in the draft without stacking their roster with D-leaguers. Like, that's my thing about the quote-unquote process. It's like, oh, we're so smart because we figured out when you lose, you get good draft picks. It's like, I mean, yeah, it's obvious. Everybody does that. But the way they did it was just over the top. That's all.
I mean, glass half full. It worked out, though.
Yeah, with me, I'm happy for y'all, man. I'm happy.
Well, no, listen, I mean, we don't need, I appreciate that, but I don't want to make it seem like that either. You know what I mean? Because I'm just taking this one round at a time. It's not even, so thank you.
Game at a time.
You know what I mean? Just
1 quarter.
Listen, just check this out Tuesday night at 8 p.m.
You already booking tickets to the finals. I can hear it in your voice, Jerv. Don't even play yourself.
That's ridiculous.
I can hear it in your voice.
If anything, I'm booking tickets for Game 5, man. 1 game at a time, 1 series at a time, man. I mean, we got a big game coming up on Tuesday. You never know.
This guy right here.
Hey, you know what? I'm fully expecting somebody at the bottom to pick Hinkie up.
Oh, he's gonna get another job for sure.
Pink Dog chilling, man.
I think he's just waiting for the job that he like an opportunity that he really, really likes. But he's gonna get another job without question. And the more successful Philly becomes, the more he looks like a quote unquote genius.
Oh man, they did my man wrong.
Free Sam Hinkie, man.
Anyway, Trey, what's on the rundown? We do have Naima coming on later. I don't know if we'll save our. We're gonna revisit that Beyonce conversation we had with Ethan last week.
So we have the Waffle House shooting. We have here. Hold on 1 second.
Joakim Noah's beard.
We have the blonde Joakim Noah. We also have
a little bit of Kanye.
Jeez, we have Kanye's tweets and album releases.
Okay, that's a good.
We have the
whole show.
This Nigga Here award.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah, and then we have maybe Atlanta. And Prince anniversary. Sorry. Prince death anniversary.
Last night on the playoff recap show, was teasing his night spent with Dave Chappelle and Cameron.
Killer Cam.
Kizam.
So Friday, I get a call from a text from my cousin. And he's like, yo, let's go to this Moneybagg Yo show, which, I was vaguely familiar with this dude's work, but not really, I can't say that I'm following Moneybagg's music or his career super closely, but I was like, all right, whatever. We'll see what it is. Pull up to the front of the venue. Of course, mind you, he's a Memphis rapper, and of course, Zebo pulls up with his entourage. And I'm like, oh shit, that's Zach Randolph. And I'm like, oh, Memphis connection makes sense. There are like women in like tight club dresses with high heels on in this place. It's like, I'm like, this is an interesting, crowd of people who follow this cat's music. He goes on stage, performs about 3 songs not over the instrumental, he's rapping over his actual song, by the way, his actual vocals. Which just happens to be a rapper pet peeve of mine. And then 3 songs into it, he stops and just goes to the front of the stage and starts taking Instagram stories with people, like grabbing girls' phones and just doing Instagram stories and not even playing his music anymore. He just told the DJ, start playing just good songs. And he's taking Instagram stories. So he did this for like 3 or 4 songs. And by this point, we were like, all right, the venue was kind of like a smoke machine. When they artificially pumping smoke into clubs, except this was just weed smoke. And I was catching all kinds of contact highs. It was ridiculous. This was 420, mind you. And then, we were invited to another, like a house party thing, another quote unquote 420 party. And we get there, and the first thing I noticed is that we both noticed was that No ID is just there, just hanging out. For the people at home who don't know who No ID is, he's basically a legendary rap, well, not even just rap, just all kinds of music producer. He's an executive at Def Jam, signed a few like guys like August Alsina, Vince Staples, Logic, all of that shit. Discovered Kanye, all of that. He's chilling in the cut, and then somebody announces that No ID's gonna DJ. So it's like, oh shit, I'm thinking I'm at this regular random house party, and No ID is DJ, and he's playing all kinds of Chicago house music, all kinds of crazy shit. And then, I'm kind of just standing there drinking, talking to a girl, and she says to me like, oh, I don't know if you saw Cam, or in my head I thought she said Cameron or Cameron, who I just assumed like some guy in the party whose name is Cameron that she assumed that I knew. Like, I was like, she's clearly not talking about Killer. And, lo and behold, I look to my left and Cam is just like talking to people. And Trey, Cam has like a very distinct speaking voice, right?
Yeah.
Nobody talks like that. And so, like he's literally like just 4 feet away from me, and he's like, it's just, I don't know, it's something surreal about listening to Cameron speak, right?
It gets low and then it gets high.
Right. Yes.
He talks like he's trying to digest food. He be like,
right.
you know how you digest, like you make that face where it's like a spicy food, and then it finally releases it and it goes up. Yeah, that's Cam.
And, so again, of course, just weird, just random stuff. And then, like, I want to say like 15 minutes after that, my buddy Taz, he goes, yo, that's Dave. I'm like, what? And it's like, because Dave is kind of stocky now. He used to be like super skinny, but he's pretty stocky now. It's just a bald head, like stocky dude. And I'm like, oh shit, he's smoking an e-cigarette. And I'm like, oh my God, that's Dave Chappelle. Of course, he gets on the mic. He tells a story about Prince, because I guess Prince died last 420 or 421.
Yeah, 421.
He talks about Prince's death. He like gave a whole little monologue on the mic, which was just whatever. And then, the rest of the party is just kind of just turning up, like, like any other one of us would, like just a regular cat. And then, we're leaving the party and he's sitting on the stoop, surrounded by maybe like 5 or 6 people, and he's just telling jokes and telling stories. This is when we're leaving this shit. So like Dave Chappelle's just on some random stoop in freaking Los Angeles telling people jokes and stories. It was just a surreal Friday night. And again, like, and I'm not just saying this because I don't want to get arrested by the cops, even though weed is legal here. I don't smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was at this 420 party just like, all right, there's something to do. I was one of the only people just like straight up drinking. It was just a bunch of weed in the air. So it was just like a really, just a surreal night. But Dave Chappelle's official. I'll say that.
Sounds pretty LA.
Yeah.
Like, sounds pretty LA,
party.
Man.
Like house
when people come visit and they see those type of, and you actually get access to one of those as you're a +1 and you go to one of those house parties, that's kind of the norm. Like nobody's really trying to get the picture. Right. It's just like I look to the side and that's that person, and I look to this side and that's that person, and yeah, this is going to be one of those random Charlie Murphy stories.
And my homie is he's in LA. He's just moving here, so this is like probably his second night in LA, and we took him to that party, and he's just like, of course he's automatically sold. He's living in a freaking a dream world.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's Friday. That was cool. So when you mentioned Prince, Jade, like I immediately thought about Dave telling the story. He's like, last year I woke up on 421 and Prince was dead. And I was like, wow. So yeah, that was that.
Everything Dave Chappelle says out of his mouth is funny. He could be doing something really serious and I might just start laughing. Just because I just can't take him serious, man. I don't know. It's interesting, man, how he controls the crowd.
Anyone ever pick up the Iverson similarities between Chappelle?
In what sense?
I don't know. They have the same affectations, the same kind of like tone. Because I saw that AI thing. Did you see that video that was going around?
Somebody tagged me, but I didn't watch it. It seemed like he was like imparting wisdom on like some really young dudes.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Oh, from the Iverson Classic?
Yeah.
From the Iverson Classic.
Why is Iverson always on the verge of tears now?
Hey, man, I don't know if you're getting older and you just start channeling your emotions or what.
Nah, look, dude's
Jerv, you be randomly crying?
I mean, I love him. He's
AI's been emotional since day one, yo.
Honestly.
He wears his emotions on his sleeve. He lay it all out there, man. Play every game like it's his last. Every moment, does every moment like it's his last. So he's an emotional guy.
Jade, that's the Terrence Howard voice sound effect. Always on the verge of shit. Hey man, I'm about to go get these pizzas, man.
Oh, man. Wow.
Shouts to AI, and again, one of the few old heads who doesn't go, oh, back when I was playing, man, these cats would have never survived.
He always bigs up these dudes.
He gives it up to the new school, which I respect and I love, man. That's why AI, everybody, even D Wade, when he was talking about the Kevin Hart game, I guess AI was sitting in the general vicinity and somebody asked him if he was talking greasy to AI. He was like, nah, I wasn't. Like cats love and respect AI. Like D Wade was like, nah, I wouldn't talk greasy to AI. But Kevin Hart, he's gonna get this work.
Yo, dude went in on game. This dude won't stop. He went in on games 3, and then bro, he's like, why can't homie just chill?
Man, he on front line for y'all, dog.
No, he's not, yo.
You taking that away from him?
Yes, we as a city are taking it away from him, yo.
Jerv, he might
man.
flip that on you and might not let you pass around, man.
Listen, bro, at this point in time, it's all about the team. You got to chill. Look, you can if it all works out, bro, you can have your moment again and be out there and do all that. I ain't got no problem with that. Live that life. But you don't need to be the dude right now. You got D Wade out here getting extra energy. And imagine what the Greek Freak might do if they play them dudes next round, if they were to get to the next round. We don't need that. He got to chill, man. These are warning shots. Right now, he's getting warning shots from D Wade. D Wade let him see what it is.
You didn't even want that, You didn't even want that.
No, man. Come on, bro.
A little bit nervous.
Come on, bro. No, whoa. Not nervous.
And this is the thing. It's a young team. They're just finding themselves as a squad, as a unit. So like this added shit when they're playing, like Miami's got a decent amount of veterans, a decent amount of experience. So like this is all new for the Sixers nucleus. So it's like what Kevin Hart is doing is a bit over the top, man.
Yeah, you gotta chill. Just
relax. Man, he on a Philly high, man.
He's just trying not to get overshadowed by AI.
You think that's a sick overshadow, man.
I mean, hey, Kevin Hart wanted them to be his little guys too.
Nah.
They're not. It's hard. Because the thing is, Kevin Hart is actually 5'5". It's gonna be hard for these cats to like look at Kevin Hart and be like, yeah, this is a dude that I should respect.
Come on, man.
Nah, I think it's cool if he would like once in a blue moon. But if you're there all the time, that's kind of like how the Drake effect was for a while. When Drake would be around the Raptors, he would have like, huh?
I was gonna tell this time I was hanging out with Maverick Carter. And Kevin Hart rolled into the hotel lobby, and it was hysterical. It was just funny.
Why was it so funny? Was he like telling jokes and being crazy?
No, but Mav paid him respect, like, but
yeah,
but honestly, it's striking how little he is, because Mav's a big guy. He's like 6'4", 5", like.
Oh wow!
I'll be honest. I didn't even know. I didn't even know it was Kevin Hart, because I was kind of like facing Mav, was having a little meeting, and I don't know. That's my story, man.
Well, shouts to Kevin Hart for being really short,
and shouts to Jade being taller than Kevin Hart.
It's a rarity when Jade is taller than somebody.
I also have an awkward pound story with Maverick, but I'll get to that later.
Oh no!
Oh man!
God. Oh, Jade, no! Please tell me you didn't do it.
Half hug. Half hug.
Oh man!
I started it well. The first, like when we met, I did the handshake just like I was told to do. But on the depart, after
on a departure, you thought it was all love.
I mean, and he's so much bigger than me, so you're doing the reach up on the shoulder thing.
Oh yeah.
And the funniest thing,
that was definitely something awkward.
And you
probably.
know, here's another thing that was part of the equation was I was getting up. You ever have the handshake occur as you're in motion?
Yeah. It's like, yo, just let me get up on my seat if I'm gonna do it. Or I hate when I'm sitting down, but I feel the need to kind of get up, so I go up halfway just to give the dap to sit back. It's just I hate that.
Yep.
The fact that you were hugging his shoulder is hilarious.
Yeah. I'm trying to picture that, like, you know, the follow through, and it's like so awkward that you got to kind of like walk away and just like, what was I thinking on that? But that's cool.
Oh man, I mean, I'll be honest. I was being interviewed for a position at their company, and I thought the interview went well, right? And then after the awkward dap, I was like, oh man, I fucked it up.
Man, I don't know. I don't know.
This guy's never going to talk to me again.
All right, so we can go Kanye, or we can go.
Can y'all explain to me what? Because I missed this Kanye thing over the weekend. What did he do on Twitter?
All right, so obviously Kanye's been super random and heavily active on Twitter. I mean, at first it was a great sight. It's like, okay, Kanye's back on Twitter. We missed you for your outlandish tweets and, you know, your energy. But he's now been, giving this advice and then also just tweeting out random thoughts. And some people have been kind of feeling some type of way about it. Some people have said, you know, disagree with some of his thoughts, which kind of thrown out the ideas of that he's only coming around. He's only tweeting because he's trying to sell things, which he hasn't technically sold. He's not really saying with the link, buy this. He's just kind of previewing and getting feedback. But he agreed with this YouTuber, Candace Owens. And he basically agreed that with the way how she thinks. She thinks that oppression and that's, you know, black, activist, right? That happens to be black, right? And she's pretty much saying that black people need to cut this out. Slavery is something your grandparents dealt with, and that's something that we shouldn't be dealing with. You know, we should just fix our own history. And, you know, but as you look at her own comments, her thread is full of white people that endorse this, which is kind of funny, right? And then Kanye's like,
not only white people,
you know, he obviously didn't,
like, you know, right wingers.
Yeah, right wingers, pretty much. You know, like people that think that, hey, get them right, or, you know, the sunken place type people, or whatever you want to call it. And pretty much Kanye just randomly threw her name out in a tweet, like, I like what she's talking about.
Oh,
you know,
God.
And everybody's like, see, look at y'all, man. Y'all was riding for him a couple days ago because he threw out this whole.
He met with Trump.
He threw out.
Yeah.
But, you know, people are like, you know, he kind of took it back, Jade. And then people are like, because we always are quick to like toss people out of the black delegation. Like, yo, we don't fuck with him no more. We don't fuck with this person no more. We don't fuck with that person no more. But we constantly give Kanye a chance. And it's like, oh, he wasn't on his meds, or he was doing this, or
he wasn't on his meds.
Or it's the Kardashians, or that's not really him. And, you know, like, and it's like, yo, what if this is Kanye and we continue to keep feeding the beast? You know what I mean? Like, at this point, where do you draw the line? You know, if this isn't real thoughts and y'all time is up with it, then, you know, like, get him up out of here.
I mean, what that means, I can't like his music?
No, it's not. It's not saying
no.
don't like his music, but what he's endorsing right now,
Jerv.
like he's endorsing. This is the thing.
I'm still gonna like it.
Well, that's the same thing with you and Fab, right?
Oh, come on, bruh. Come on, yo.
But I'm saying, like, right? Where's the line drawn?
That's way different.
But I'm saying, like, is it not the same? Like, how do we separate these people? Like, R. Kelly has been dropped from all his people, and then now Kanye's endorsing some stuff that's pretty much saying that, you know, we need to stop crying about oppression and being slaves and get in line. And then we got
Trey. But it's just a trend though. Like slavery was just a trend. Why are you so stuck on it? That was so like last season. It's a new trend now.
Hey man,
it's a new season.
That's what I'm hearing.
But this is the thing.
Do you agree though? Are we giving him too many chances?
I don't think so. I think Kanye being rich and cloistered and fucking completely out of touch with any level of reality is a lesser sin than a serial abuser. Yeah, like I don't put them in the same freaking category. Or even Fab allegedly punching the mother of his child's teeth out. I think that's a little worse than endorsing a black conservative. I
get what Trey is saying. I get what Trey is saying, and it's a path that it's on the same path. Although those examples that you gave, Waz, are way further, way.
I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to say, yo, this is the same thing or the same degree.
We're not equating. Yeah, we're not equating. We're just saying that it's. The idea that can you support it's like the Mel Gibson thing. Like, can I watch a Mel Gibson movie knowing that dude is racist and unhinged and maybe a religious fanatic, right? I don't know. Apocalypto is a really good movie. I really like it, you know? Right. But it's like it can, or Woody Allen, right? Woody Allen's a disgusting human being. Makes some pretty good movies though. So like there is always like this struggle is like, can I support the art without the artist?
Look, y'all kind of know where I stand with this. Like, even when
I fire off some of these tweets?
Sure, do what you want.
He's tweeting now, by the way.
Oh man!
I mean, the thing is, we all know Kanye's thumbs got Tourette's, man. And it's gonna happen, you know. Every couple, 6 months, he'll take 6 months off, and next thing you know, he popping up talking reckless. He used to it, we used to it, and at this point, I just feel
like Kanye thinks of people as sheeple,
Well, no, I think that the thing about Kanye that also makes it hard is that I don't in his case in particular, when you look at his character arc. You look at it before you get into it, Trey. Let me really quick. You think of it as his character arc, where he started and he's talking about, I'm not gonna rhyme about these kind of things. I'm gonna be kind of a conscious rapper, and I don't want blood diamonds, and George Bush doesn't like black people, and then to arrive at this doorstep here, that's if he had been like this from day one, or if we had known and like, this is how he really is. I think that's.
I don't think we would accepted him like that if he was like that from the jump.
Yeah, we probably would.
My thing about rappers though, like even when we agree with them, I'm always like, guys, let's kind of relax with the rapper as thought leader. It's right.
But this is Kanye West, dog. No. This is Kanye West, though, dog. He got a different type of platform, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, platform or no platform, like the idea that I need to look at a rapper to be a thought leader on societal issues is, I don't know.
But that's hard. But I'm speaking for our younger generation, not us. It might be a cutoff where like, I don't care if Future drink lean or all that shit. Like, obviously, sure. Cole album is like directed towards the youth or the people that really kind of listen to these lyrics and take it to heart. Sure. That need guidance. And that's the thing, is like there's 30 and under right now that's reading Kanye's tweets where he's telling people to go ahead and get an idea from this and don't pay homage to the person that created it and remix it and all this stuff. Like, he's wild and he's giving bad advice. And people are posting this on their Instagram stories or reposting it on Facebook and etc.
Whole lot of losses.
He's got.
That's what I'm saying.
He's got so many things going on right now in what he's saying. He's talking about
and it's
shoe
like
industry. He's talking about societal, cultural stuff. He's talking about fucking Elon Musk. Like, he's insane right now.
How I view it is, his platform is very powerful, dog. And when I say to a powerful, I didn't look at it that way until I got called out on some shit I shared. That, you know what I mean? Even I got like a measly 13,000, which people would love to have. But this dude got 1 million plus. And realistically, I got called out sharing. I just really, because all my retweets are not endorsements. I wanted thoughts on this. It was, they were saying that 40-year-olds now are susceptible to dementia. And I think that, it was... You ready?
No, I said I got it.
No,
you got dementia. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're wild. But I really didn't get a chance to really check out the article. I really just wanted people's thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, I read a little bit of it, and somebody called me out about it, and I'm like, well, I'm not retweeting because I agree with it. I'm retweeting it because I want thoughts about it. And it was like the fact that you're using your platform to put it out there, that people are so lazy to not read it. They'll just read the headline and run with that. Because I'm showing it I'm exposing it to so many people. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that Kanye is throwing out these ideas, I mean, once he wrote out these first couple of tweets about, stop pretty much giving, what is this shit called? References and stuff like that. No, I'm talking he was like, stop worrying about references and just, if get an idea from something and just create. And it's like, bruh, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's just no way. That's like somebody creating trying to steal the ding bell from Jade and saying, oh, well, he didn't create this noise. Somebody else did. So this is my thing. Like, you're like, what the hell?
Well, the thing I wonder is he going to have that same energy when someone takes his whole catalog and just goes up and down?
And that's the thing. He's like, yo, be a servant. And people were like tweeting him back like, okay, be a servant and give us free beats. If that's what you're talking about.
Kanye said that he's been chopping samples from the Sunken Place.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That
was pretty funny.
Well, at least he's self-aware about how ridiculous he comes off these days, man. Nobody takes you serious.
Kanye West is not like black people.
Self-victimization is a disease.
Yeah. My man says self-victimization.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't got. Come on, chill out. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers.
So this is the plus side of Kanye. We got album rollouts, right? So we got Pusha T. Yeah, we got a Kanye album. We got a joint Kanye and Kid Cudi album. We have Nas. We finally get a Tiana Taylor album. And I think that's it. That was the albums that he rolled out. Any of these that you guys are looking forward to?
I mean, if Kanye's producing a Nas album, I'm interested to hear what that sounds like. 100%, and I want to hear what his album sounds like. I don't know that I care about his Cudi shit. That's for sure.
Nah, that's gonna be trash. That's what's gonna be trash. Like hey Wise, be real, Wise.
Wow.
Like it's gonna be super weird.
Listen, Jervay, I never was a Cudi person, and like the people who are like really swear by this dude, and there's people whose musical opinions I respect a lot who are really into this dude. I just never caught the wave or understood what the appeal was. So, I defer to other people when it comes to Cudi shit because I never got it.
Listen, I agree with you.
I'm a Kid Cudi stan. So I'm kind of like one of the people that's like, oh, whatever it comes out. I mean, no, I can recognize trash music though, because one of them I didn't like. It was kind of like really bad. But I feel I got slack for saying, to be honest, I'd rather have Kid Cudi and Travis together as a collab. But again, I won't complain. I'll take the Kanye album, give it a review. It's only 7 songs, as he says. And then also Kid Cudi's their EP is going to be like 7 songs. I'm super excited about Pusha T's album. Definitely. And then not only is Kanye working with Nas, but hip hop and No ID have been working with him. So, you know, pretty much it should be a solid project. I hope. Nas doesn't normally put out BS.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be like Life is Good was a dope album. Everybody loved it. Everybody appreciated it. That seems like forever ago. So hopefully he's in that same pocket.
Oh, it was forever ago.
You know what I'm saying?
At least 5-6 years ago.
I was definitely about to say he's in a good space coming off that, but you were actually right. That was like 5 years ago. He's not in that. He might not even be in that space.
That's what I'm saying. So who knows?
Yeah, man. So are we in on it?
I'm in on the Nas. I'm in on a few of those projects for sure. I'll be checking for them if and when they actually drop. That's another thing. Like rapper release dates, man.
They're never stern. They never stern.
I'll believe it when I see it at this point. With like, I'm like, miss me, dude. Like, Push's album was supposed to it's probably like 2-3 years in the making. This freaking album.
When did it hit? Damn, it's been that. When did the last one come out?
Bro,
it's been that long.
Even that one that came out before was supposed to be just a warm up before this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This feels like really back in the day when you would see like a flyer with like
it's like Mercedes
with a release date, and then
it's like Mercedes from No Limit coming soon.
Come on, bro.
My name she was coming soon for 5 years.
Coming soon
forever.
No dates. No dates.
Come on.
Yeah. I get it. Trust me. But I like the way Amin put it as far as trying to separate, or I think it was Waz, either one of you guys, about separating the art from the artist. It's such a fine line because it's like, oh, this person could be a trash person, but they're super creative.
King Push Darkest Before the Dawn was 4 years ago. And again, that was supposed to be a quote unquote prelude.
Damn, 4 years ago?
Yes, that's why people got to miss me. Damn. Kanye come out with a release date. I'm supposed to be like, yeah, this is actually happening. Like, I don't think so, guys. Both like if it comes out, I'll be happy and I'll listen to it, but I'm not getting my hopes up about it.
You want to learn more about Candace Owens?
No, but you can tell us. you want to share something? I'm cool.
Candace Owens, a conservative activist turned communications director for Turning Point USA, a nonprofit that has gained prominence for spreading right-leaning values on college campuses and for its proximity to the Trump White House. Anyway, when Black Lives Matter activists protested a speech she gave Friday at the University of California, LA, she accused them of embracing victimhood by focusing on slavery and the systemic racism of the past. Quote, "It's embarrassing. You're not living through anything right now. You're overly privileged Americans." She later tweeted about the protesters, "They're a bunch of whiny toddlers pretending to be oppressed for attention." Now, after the National Rifle Association was criticized over how it treats black gun owners compared with white ones, Owens defended the group, which helped sponsor Turning Point events. She said, quote, "The NRA is the oldest civil rights organization in the country. In the 1960s, they helped to train black Americans to use guns to defend themselves against the KKK, a Democratic
and then change the law so that black people can't have guns."
Like, hey, I'm gonna give y'all this opportunity, but then we're gonna take it right back.
Last thing, despite most black people viewing the police shootings of black men as racially motivated, Owens disagrees and wrote a column titled, quote, "Black men getting shot by police isn't about racism," unquote.
Well, yeah, sure.
Watch out.
Sure.
He's crazy.
She might be a strong
candidate. What is he doing?
She might be a strong candidate for this nigga here. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie, man. She might be a strong candidate.
Wait. Kanye. Is Kanye in the running too?
No, Kanye, it's Kanye.
Kanye is definitely this nigga here.
Man, Kanye got to do his Googles, man.
Nah, but it was this year. This week, can we do a Cole? This nigga here, we got to do a Cole.
You said a cult?
No, a Cole. This nigga here, OTNH.
Oh.
It was so many this nigga here moments this week. Even Adrian Bronner was this nigga here.
No, but
he's always this nigga here.
But he's always been that nigga there.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. He's wild. All right, so we got Joakim Noah. My man is getting paid every 2 weeks to win.
God bless him.
He's getting paid the 1st and 15th to wear a blonde beard. He didn't lose a bet. He's out in the nature with a blonde beard and long hair looking like Kevin Nash. Yeah. Any thoughts on this guy?
Are the Knicks still paying him?
Yes.
Dude, I'm pretty sure he's got 2 years left on his deal. So
yeah.
Living his best life.
He's getting the best.
At damn near,
But I'm not mad at him.
20 million, 18
I'm not
million
mad
per.
at him.
I mean, no,
I
you
can't
gotta
be mad at him.
get
Shout out to
paid, you
him.
young brother. Get paid. It's,
But I feel bad for the Knicks.
it's just this is what the Knicks do. This is what they do. They give terrible contracts to people. That's that's what the Knicks been doing for damn near 20 years now.
God bless.
Where was he?
Hey, people been hitting the lick from the Knicks for a while.
I thought people said he was at Coachella, but it looks like he's in some rainforest. I wouldn't be surprised if he's out. I don't even want to put that out there on him. But yeah, he probably just chilling on vacation, man, in Jamaica. That's all I'll say. But yeah.
He living his best life.
He living his best life. I'm not mad at it, man.
You said how much is he getting paid?
Trey, you trying to imply that he's on them portobellos? A lot.
Hey, man. All I'm gonna say is 5 years, 72 million. Woof. Swish.
Good luck.
Swish.
The thing is, as soon as I looked at him, I figure he ain't cashed none of those checks. When I seen that picture, I was like, he probably didn't cash none of those checks.
Nah, he's good. He's good. He's living in the forest. He's living in the forest, living off the fat of the land.
I love America, man. Gotta love it.
What a country.
Any more added thoughts to that? Or are we keeping it moving?
Yeah,
Keep it moving, man.
We're good on the Joakim tip.
All right. So then we have my man Jerv. Jerv just went off already. Thoughts on KOD?
I like it. I love the flow, experimentation. I love that a lot of the he's got a lot of the, I guess, Cole sounding songs. But he rapping on beats and drums that you wouldn't expect for Cole, like using trap patterns. So it was like cool to see Cole just be like, look, all of this trap crap that y'all love so much is kind of easy, and I'm pretty fucking amazing at it. So I just enjoyed the project overall, man.
Jerv, you got a chance to check it out?
I checked out most of it. I appreciated the fact that he added a little something to it, because my biggest beef with him is that he always puts out dope work. You know what I mean? Like, but the thing with Cole, to me, his albums are always kind of sort of forgettable, because like you got to be in a mood to
you got to be in that space,
right? Because it's always a Cole produced track it's a Cole's lyrics over a Cole's produced track. I would love for him to venture out and do something with a whole bunch of different people. But I appreciate the fact that he added a little bit to it, so it's not just the same rhythm as his last couple albums.
Well, what did you think about it?
I mean, like he was talking about, you got different flows, and I mean, he kind of using the same flows the other cats using, but he talking about something, man. When you showing somebody, hey, you can talk about something and still flow how you flowing on the same beat you using. I mean, you ain't got to be out here mumbling and talk about some bullshit. You can be saying something, you know. So it's good to see Cole getting outside of the box, because as many folks talk about, you know, they saying he boring. I mean, those are the same people tweeting that the album is fire.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yo,
you got any thoughts on this?
yeah, I mean, I haven't finished it yet. Got halfway through, and I mean, there's everything that you guys said. Obviously, the one thing I wanted to key in on was, I guess there was like a little frenzy on Twitter about one of these little mumble rappers took offense.
Yeah. So a couple, you know, Hit Dogs Holler. You know, so who was it? Dang, man. The white cat. What is this dude name, man?
I don't know.
Is it
Hold on.
Pump?
I'll
The Gucci Gang one, right? Pump, yeah.
Yeah, Little Pump responded. And he took the route of saying his age, that he's a 17-year-old, and
I thought that was our guy.
and that
Takashi.
no.
Yeah.
So he took offense and said that he's Coles, yeah, you think you're big bad, and talking about a 17-year-old, etc. And it wasn't even directed at him specifically. It was kind of like an entirety of little rappers. Even though there's been some actual decent little rappers, but in this specific situation,
we're not talking about the decent ones, though.
Yeah, but we're talking about the ones that will have a short-term career. And he pretty much was being a professor in this situation. I felt schooling, like, hey, you guys love the quick jewels and the quick riches of the game, but do know that you'll flame out like you're just a thing, like versus the longevity in it. And it's definitely a message in the 42 minutes of it. I saw less J. Cole joke tweets this year versus the previous years about going to sleep and stuff like that. Even the people that didn't like it were still like, it's cool. Hey, it's cool. I mean, but it's not for me. You know what I mean? Like, I can listen. I don't see it having replay value. And I mean, I've never looked at Cole's albums as far as like, I'm gonna run this back for a month straight. Like, it's a good album, like, you know what I mean, overall, and I think it will age well as it goes on down the line, because you can go back to any of his albums, like Jerv said, like, he's like, I like them. I never had a problem with them, but it's just like
you gotta be in a space for it.
I just think a lot of Cole's messaging is directed towards people who are much younger than us, right?
Well, definitely.
So it's like, if I'm not listening to it for, I guess, turn up purposes, and I'm listening to it for the quote unquote gems, I think that, the target audience is more likely to do that than I am. You know what I'm saying? As a fully formed person already. I think his fans are a lot more impressionable than us. Like, we're old and washed up. The majority of his fan base is not. They're pretty young. So I think a lot of time the message is skew in that direction. But
right. Who was that drilling?
Oh, by the way.
Somebody drilling.
Leo Gomon. Leo Gomon has sponsored the Waz eating segment today. You did it, Waz.
There you go.
You did it, my man. Thank you.
No rant today.
Thank you, Leo Gomon, for that.
And the thing is, I was so far from the mic, I just assumed you guys wouldn't hear me.
All the crunches, all the whole deal there. But anyway, if you are looking to go see J. Cole, Migos, Cardi B in at the Fair Park Coliseum in Dallas, Texas on May 4th. Hey, use SeatGeek with our promo code B2B. SeatGeek saves you time and money by searching multiple ticket sites to compare prices and find amazing deals. And to get you more bang for your buck, it grades every ticket based on value to help you immediately identify the best seats that fit your budget. Every purchase is fully guaranteed, so you can shop with SeatGeek with confidence. Again, our listeners, $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase with the promo code B2B.
Amin, what Amin was trying to say, can I shoot this really quick?
Yes.
He said that J. Cole broke the streaming records for Apple and Spotify and didn't have to attach any types of gimmicks to it. He even featured himself. So shout out to J. Cole and his success in one day. And he's definitely shout out to Taylor Swift because she didn't come close to J. Cole. And now, but I did want to talk about the Waffle House shooting. First and foremost, I want to shout out James Shaw, the hero who saved, people from actually getting shot. I mean, obviously there were 4 people that lost their lives during the Nashville Waffle House shooting. But James pretty much attacked the shooter. He grabbed the barrel of the gun that burned his hands. That's pretty heroic. I'm not sure if anyone else would have charged an armed person to save other people's lives. So I thought that was a pretty, dope gesture of him. You guys have any thoughts on this?
Pretty much what my man, the legendary Chuck Pierce, he tweeted yesterday. Quote, let me see if I have this straight. 1, Secret Service busts guy near White House. 2, Secret Service takes guns away and gives them to the guy's dad. 3, dad gives guns back to kid. 4, kid shoots up Waffle House. Gun culture is weird, man. I mean, that pretty much sums it up, right?
Yeah,
the Secret Service fucking seized your guns and you got them shits right back. Wow.
Yes, that's pretty OG. Crazy. And wait, but the thing is he's loose. They didn't catch him.
Oh, so he's still out there naked running.
Yeah, he's still out here naked running the streets. Naked at that. So, I'm pretty sure he's clothed now. But the fact that he got away and this is crazy. This is crazy and sad that, people are going to continue to lose their lives as long as people that don't deserve guns have them or have access to them. I mean like Wall said, the fact that the guns were seized and then he received them back.
Like what?
Wow.
like what?
It just gave him to his dad, like everything was good.
It's interesting how that
Waffle
works.
House got to give my man a Waffle House, though. James Shaw got to get him a Waffle House, dog.
Oh,
listen.
The hero.
At least got to hire him as manager, at least.
At least.
Hire him as manager. He probably got a better job than Waffle House. He just was there. He probably just lit and just came to get some food. Like, man, it's the right thing to do.
Some people just feel like that's part of the price of freedom in America, is that you might get popped by some random cat in Waffle House. That's just part of the deal to some people. So
some testy times, man, right now in these places.
We got Kanye West tweeting, Donald Glover is a free thinker. That's what we got.
Are we going to talk about T-Pain?
About who?
What happened with Teddy Pendergrass?
What T-Pain do now?
Man, they trying to get T-Pain out of here, dog. Hold on. Well, they trying to get him out of here. This is the thing. It's a fine line about, Twitter, man. You can have a strong opinion and they will get you out of here, dog. So here it is. It started with, I'm going to go all the way to the top. So this woman, not of color, went to a concert of T-Pain's 3 days ago, and T-Pain basically performed at a Catholic school, but he made a trans joke, right? And
oh boy,
So she pretty much didn't find it funny, and then he said, you know, pretty much that he's had 2 trans assistants, and that pretty much he's made that joke to them and they've laughed. So it wasn't that bad, but it also was one of those like people.
I mean, my connection is trash. I don't know why you keep calling. I can't fix it.
No, you see better than me. Okay. But then someone chimed in, mentions and said, this is similar to saying, I can't be racist. I have black friends card.
Which is a fact.
Basically, right? So T-Pain is in the wrong. So then they also said, this individual followed up with, you fail to realize that the joke may have been funny to the people who you built a relationship with, but trans people who you don't know, your joke comes across as hateful. Nuance is the key. And he says, they have a choice to completely ignore me, right? And then this person follows up with, we have a choice to call you out on your bullshit. If we as black people just stayed quiet and ignored racist bigots, we would never achieve change/equality. And then T-Pain follows up with, yes, we would, because the time we spend trying to make someone not racist is a time we can spend bettering ourselves. And then this person follows up with, you're delusional, so we should spend our time bettering ourselves instead of marching for our brothers and sisters who have lost their lives at the hands of white supremacy. Someone tell D-Ray to hang up his vest. And then T-Pain follows up with, when we stop killing each other, then I'll be open.
My God.
Wait.
God. He ain't say that.
T-Pain, Jesus Christ. But, you know, again, this is what y'all get for talking to musicians about real stuff.
Well, I think, I don't know, man. I feel like that's kind of, he started the conversation really talking about one thing. And then at some point, you just like, I'm all in on all these chips. And it leads him to a place to say something that he probably doesn't really mean, but it's just like, well, this is where I find myself. It's a touchy situation.
She gave him the out though.
Yeah, she definitely gave him the out.
She gave him the out. He had an opportunity to bow out and just like roll, but when
you're on that roll, man, it's hard to bow out.
I got you.
Like, you know, like sometimes you're just trying to say something to piss people off, man. Like, I don't know.
Again, what Waz said, it's like giving these people.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Also, obviously, you can't joke around in public the same way you joke with your friends, right?
Right.
You know, if you got a joke that you do with your friends who are transgender, that does not mean that all transgenders now are accepting and welcoming of your particular sense of humor. Much in the same way that if one of us had a white friend who we allowed to say the N-word, he should not then take that license and
right, just use it across the board.
Assume across everywhere I go I can do this, right? Which is something that I see a lot of white people do, and I'm like, no. There's no universal card, right?
That's like a parking zone.
Yep. Every single experience you have in this side is always a brand new experience.
But the thing with that, at least if that's happening, those black people are giving him counseling. Like, hey,
there you go. That's the other thing.
You saying that with us, but just remember now that those trans friends do that for T-Pain.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Like, at what did they give him the kind of the warning, the disclaimer?
Mm-hmm. Well, T-Pain, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, I've been to a T-Pain show before. He's incredible. Like, he's doing all of these dance moves, and the guy's got like a laundry list of fucking hits. His live show is pretty dope.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I just bigged him up, and I'm like, dang, you know, like, because I'm saying he's expected to have a good year, you know, and here.
Is this thing been blowing up, by the way?
Hey, Trey, you better wait for
it will.
I was going to say, you better wait for those new ratings to come in.
Man, it will, man, but dang, man, I hate that it had to be him.
I'm not talking about his music. I'm talking about this incident.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to roll around this in the next couple of days, you know?
I don't know, man. I there's, you know, Ethan has this whole theory that we make Twitter bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
Like, the people who buy T-Pain music, you think they're, like, checking Twitter?
Nah.
No, but it hits other platforms. It's not even about that. It hits other platforms. It goes to once it hits Facebook, boy, you smoke. Like people just now finding out about Fabs.
That's crazy.
Yo, that's Facebook crazy. Literally every day lives up to the cliche of what Facebook is. Yeah. Like the type of person who's on it, the type of shit that they post every day. They live up to the freaking
like it's crazy. Your tweet, you can have a viral tweet get remixed and it'll make it to Facebook. And you like, damn, I said that shit like 2 months ago. That's crazy. Like, this shit a meme right now? That's crazy.
They just now coming to it.
They just now getting it. Man, it's this one chick, man, she be sending me like memes. And I'm like, dog, this shit been on Twitter like 6 months ago. But it's cool. Thanks, man. They're like, man, you've seen everything. I'm like, nah, just get Twitter. You'll see it too. Like, it's live, man. It's an algorithm on Facebook. That's the same thing with Instagram, though. People just take the tweets and throw it on their story, and it's like, damn, we seen that shit 4 days ago. It's cool, though. Thanks. I feel like Twitter's the most instant app. Like, you get everything right then and there. It's just nothing, no cutbacks.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey. What's
pastor's
up?
in the house.
Hello.
How you doing, Naima?
I'm good, man. Spring finally decided to come pay us a visit for the weekend. Nobody in New York knew how to act this weekend, me included. I'm great.
Nice.
Great. Oh yeah, none of y'all live here anymore, right? Whatever.
Nah.
I'll say, man, we've been high.
Warm here this weekend, but you guys are on the West Coast, so
Jade's in Connecticut, so
okay, that's close-ish.
But he ain't in Brooklyn no more.
No. Nope.
Connecticut, we're moving on up. Okay.
Not that Connecticut. That's Tom's Connecticut.
So we wanted to get you on because we started a Beyonce dialogue in lieu of her ridiculously fire Coachella performance.
Yeah.
And then Michael Jackson and Beyonce fans went on a rampage. They went on the warpath last week on Twitter. Can you expound on that a bit? Because I noticed you were participating in it.
Well, here's the thing, right? Whenever, along with the rise of social media, music fandom turned into standom, right? And we got these fan armies and mother this and your fave could never that. And it became a thing where if you are a fan of someone, for some reason, suddenly you have to discredit and dismiss any other artist who's ever been mentioned in the same breath as the artist you love. And it's toxic to me, right? Because first of all, it's partially responsible for this lane we have where almost no other urban female artist can break through because apparently there's only room for Rihanna and for Beyonce, and like that's it.
And Taylor Swift.
And Like it's true. It's like the pop artists have them too. And because if you mention like Taylor or Selena or Katie, like you'll find little Katie,
it gets crazy
or whatever.
Yeah,
they jump up in your mentions. But it's really toxic, and it's really and I think it's also contributed to the lack of respect people, younger people and younger music fans have for musical history, right? Because it became either Michael Jackson fans dissing Beyonce, like somebody was like, Michael Jackson didn't need all that production and theatrics, and we were like, Michael Jackson who? Like Michael Jackson whose hair got caught on fire from a power accident? Michael Jackson who created the video as the short film? Michael Jackson who, invented all of this shit, essentially? Like, which Michael Joseph Jackson? Because you can't be talking about that Michael Jackson. And then this one girl told me that, she doesn't believe Beyonce's done enough with her career yet to be compared to Prince and Michael. We need to see, what did she say? She sounded like Trump. Like, we need to see how it goes. Like, she hasn't proved anything to me yet. And I'm like, she's been around for 20 years. Like, she's been around longer than Michael was when he did Thriller. She's broken this record, that record, these sales. Beyonce is currently the highest paid performing musician in the world, period. And she's the highest paid Black performer of all time. So, like, she's got more Grammy nominations than any female. She broke Billboard records, which Cardi just busted. Actually, shout out to Cardi B, Bronx stand up. She, I think she's kind of established herself. She has a full body of work between Destiny's Child and herself. So it's like this whole Beyonce hasn't done enough yet, or it has to be Beyonce or Michael. Michael was good with Beyonce. Prince was good with Beyonce. Like, both of them kind of tapped her on the shoulder. Like, yes, we accept her. We see her. She's good. Just like James did for Michael, just like James did for Prince. Right. So it doesn't have to be an either or. Like, it's generational, but I also don't think we have to say Beyonce is the next anything. Like, she's Beyonce. Right. Like, I don't remember anybody saying Michael Jackson was the next James Brown. He was the first Michael Jackson. I don't remember people saying Prince was the next James Brown. He was the first Prince. So Beyonce isn't the next Michael Jackson. She is the first Beyonce, and she is the Beyonce, and that's fine, and they can all coexist in the space, and you can appreciate everybody's greatness, and everybody's greatness is different. Because on the flip side, I saw somebody say that Michael Jackson wasn't even that talented and couldn't dance and couldn't sing. And I was like,
well, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. That's just ridiculous.
Right? Clearly 21 years old. I'm going to ignore that. And then somebody else said that Prince wasn't all that. And we were just like,
shit.
Oh, come on.
These children.
Oh, man.
You can't. So, go ahead.
I think a lot of times what happens with and I'm not gonna lie, I feel like older people do set the tone with these convos. Cause I remember sitting with my buddy's girlfriend, and she was like, oh, Beyonce ain't got shit for Janet. Janet is so much better, so much more interesting, so much this. She did this first. Matter of fact, if Aaliyah was alive, Beyonce would be cooked. I was like, wow, wait a second.
That conversation.
I was just like, wait a second, what?
I made that argument before. I
really hate the if Aaliyah was a live conversation, because Aaliyah and Beyonce occupied two completely different spaces.
Close.
Yeah, they occupied two completely different spaces. I think they would have coexisted. I don't think there would have been. And it's like the whole if Big. Now, I do think there's some credit to if Big was alive with Jay, whatever, because Big and Jay were in the same space. But Beyonce and Aaliyah occupied two completely different spaces. And in terms of Janet, I mean, listen, the Janets, the Michaels, all of them, even the Madonnas, they did, pour into a little bit of the formula that other people take. But with Beyonce, it is true. She's a different performer than Janet, because Beyonce has better vocals than Janet. And she's a different kind of dancer than Janet. Janet is a very precise, like, I'll hit this, hit that.
Yeah. 1-2 step.
Exactly. And Beyonce is very like, I'm a roll here. I'm a, something there. Beyonce is from the school of Tina Turner. And I've never seen an all-around entertainer who gives you the vocals, the costumes, the flair, the energy, the stamina through the whole show like Beyonce does, except Tina. And it's a very specific type of entertainer. And I do believe pound for pound right now, she's the best overall entertainer that we have living.
And the thing is, you know, the proof is in the pudding, man. Even if you don't like Beyonce, it was like, I don't want to say I don't like her, but she doesn't make music for me. Right. And that's fine, you know.
Fine.
But you can't walk away from a Beyonce performance like, yo, this woman isn't incredible.
Yes, you yourself are tired when you walk away from a Beyonce performance because you're like, how the fuck did she do that?
I want to say, I Am Sasha Fierce. I can't remember. I think that was the tour I went to, and that's the one where she flies in from the middle, from the scaffolding, and then they put her in that stage. It's literally a stage like 2 meters by 2 meters in the middle of the crowd, and then they fly her back to the main stage. And then look, if you didn't know a single song, you would be blown away by the spectacle of it all. Right. Which is, I think, like the Coachella performances. I think that's really what really grabbed everyone's attention on Twitter. It wasn't obviously she's performing her song or music that many people love, but it was just the spectacle of it all. Well, and Naima, that's what I want to ask you about, because I saw someone who was tweeting, and it might have been you who was retweeting them, talking about, hey, I work in this business as doing live performances, producing live shows and all that. And for someone to do that at a festival, not at a concert, but basically what amounts to be a one night only, or, you know, I guess 2 nights because she did 2 weekends. That's unheard of, to have that level of complexity with nothing going wrong, pretty much.
Right. Well, I know I retweeted Questlove, who said that he was watching it from his set. And that's one of the things I think people don't understand is about the production value that Beyonce has. Because you can say, oh, she has to have all of these things to make it a great show, but all of the things she has on stage serve a purpose. And they all complement her, right? There are some people who put a lot of stuff on stage to take away from the fact that they're just not that exciting. Everything Beyonce has in her sets adds to her excitement. And I think that, if you don't really understand HBCU culture, you're not going to really get the level of detail that she put into that performance, because it was so detailed and everything was so well thought out and so well planned out. But yes, to have that many live musicians, that many dancers at a festival, being taped and live streamed with no errors, no sound problems, no shot issues, no anything. And the fact that they were rehearsing, I think they were doing like 10, 14-hour days for like months. The amount of rehearsals that had to go into it, knowing that that's like, she's not taking that on the road. That is one and done. I don't think anybody's ever done that. And that's the one thing, if you don't appreciate anything else about her, because that's definitely her vision up on stage. And I've seen, and she's involved in it. Like, she is there when they're putting stuff together. She tells people where she wants it to be. Like, that's her. That's her. That's not just some tour manager. That's her. And if, when I saw the, what was this last concert that she did? What was the name of the tour? The arena tour. I can't remember. Whatever it was. The arena tour that she just did. That to me was mind-blowing. Like, no matter how many pictures you saw online, no matter how many Instagram clips you saw, to be in an arena, like I saw it out at whatever Mets Stadium is called now. And City Field,
get it right. Yeah. Let's go, Mets.
I saw the stadium.
Y'all ain't got no black people. Y'all have no black people on y'all team.
Yeah, I saw it. And you know, but I'm an old New Yorker, so I'd be like, "What's the new name? What's it called?" Yeah, I still call stuff the Meadowlands. But anyway, I saw it at City Field, and saw it at City Field, and I was very close to the stage. And I mean, just the scale of it, the scale of like that giant video cube she had in the middle. I mean, her attention to detail, if nothing else. You have got to give her credit for that. You may not like her music. You may not think she's the best vocalist of all time. You know, you may think she's a little too, perfect and calculated and precise, but nobody, like, that woman's work ethic and her attention to detail and her ability to raise the bar on herself every single time. You have got to give her some credit for that. And that's the Michael Jackson in her, like that. Yep. Like, I really think Beyonce is like, if we do have to compare, Beyonce is our contemporary female Michael, and Rihanna is our contemporary female, and Beyonce is our Rihanna's our contemporary female Prince, right? Like Rihanna, like, but listen to why I'm saying it, but listen to what I'm saying.
Wait, why y'all trying to take it from Riri? Why y'all trying to take it from Riri?
Well, let me tell y'all why I say it. I say it in terms of their attitudes towards their music. Riri is like, I'm doing this shit for myself. I don't care if you fuck with my shit. I fuck with my shit. And I'm going to do what I feel like doing, and I'm going to do it for me, and I'm going to be sexy and fun while I'm doing it. Rihanna yeah, that's what I mean. Whereas Beyonce is very focused on their outward gaze, like Michael was. That's why Michael was such a perfectionist, because it was very much like, how are other people going to receive it? What are they going to think about it? How is it going to look to them? And it drove him to like an insane level of perfectionism. And Beyonce's level of perfectionism is a little crazy, but that's why I say that's the Michael and her. Whereas Rihanna is kind of like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it. You fuck with it. You fuck with it. You don't fuck with it. I really don't care. And that's the Prince in her, you know. And I think their energies kind of parallel like that. But all that being said, you don't have to like Beyonce. And I told somebody else this. I was like, if you don't like her, it's fine that you don't like her. But you can't watch a performance like that and just be like, I've seen better, because you're lying. Like, you're absolutely lying.
Naima, I'm that person. I've kind of been out on Beyonce ever since she started calling me a bugaboo back in her Destiny's Child days. So like, I never, because like, I was just like, I'm out on this movement right here. But again, when you just watch she doesn't do anything at lower than say a level 8 out of 10. Like, her worst attribute, her biggest weakness is probably at an 8. She's doing everything. She's operating on all levels at like a 10. And it's like, you can't take that away from her. And I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. Just like anecdotally speaking, Made in America in Philly, right? I've been to literally every single one of those festivals. And, you know, Jay-Z headlining, Pearl Jam, freaking Coldplay, whoever you want, Kanye, whoever you want. There's a certain amount of people that show up. Beyonce headline this shit. It's like 50% more people. You can't even move in that fucking park.
Right.
And it's for this one person. So, like, I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is the biggest thing that we have in music.
Yeah, the streaming numbers for Coachella broke, like, some insane number of records. I think they were up, like, 150% or something crazy. Like, it was massive. And I don't even know if they were ready. I mean, they had the bandwidth. I didn't have any errors. But, like, I don't even know if they could have anticipated it. Like, she shut everything down. And the other thing that I appreciate about B in that performance, for those who want to kind of hate on her, and I get it, you know, B is a pop star. She's not an R&B star anymore. She's a pop star. But that Coachella performance, that was not for Coachella. That was for everybody at home. That was the blackest shit. And it wasn't like Lemonade Black. It wasn't Lemonade Black. Like, Lemonade Black is like literary black. It's poetry black. It's let me unravel some layers black. It's need to know
take a baseball bat to your car window black.
It's very like, you need to understand certain symbolisms and certain references to have really understood the blackness in Lemonade aside from just the aesthetic. This shit right here, there ain't no black person that doesn't understand like stepping and college bands and what Nefertiti means and just some crunk music and all. Like, there's no, like, that shit was just black on the table, like spades black, cookout black, like it was whatever.
When
cookout black is funny.
When she played OT Genesis,
right?
And like that, I was like, how many of these people in Coachella know what she's playing?
Nobody in Coachella knew what she was doing.
Well, the thing that hurts out of Coachella is that when Eminem brought Dr. Dre out, they said, who was that dad up there?
Oh, wow.
But that's the direction that we're going in.
Yeah.
So you do have to understand
Dre might be a grandfather at this point.
Like, someone legitimately thinks that Dr. Dre is just some random old guy and that Shaq is just some random guy from a commercial. These are the times where, you know, what you've done, it kind of it's so short spanned in the internet era. Like,
hold on.
That's because nobody wants to do any research.
Hold on. I've been a lot of places, and they'll play Next Episode, and they'll play all it. Like, you can't tell me you don't know who Dr. Dre is. The music.
They just don't know when they see him.
It It's just no space behind it.
Visually, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, they don't know. They have no context. That's actually what this is, and that's part of the reason I even do music sermon in the first place. There's zero context, right? Because once there weren't music videos on TV anymore, and you weren't watching a show, so you saw whatever videos were on the show. Even though music videos are more accessible, you're only going to see what you look for. And so these kids aren't necessarily going to look back and see old NWA clips or Dr. Dre clips or old R&B clips or any of that. Like the amount of stuff I post where people are like, that's what that person looks like, or that's who that person is, or I didn't know there was a video for this, or I've never seen this. That to me is a video I've seen 1,000 times. It's kind of like you've never, like, I posted D'Angelo's Untitled video, and so which it broke real, like there was no internet, it broke real life. And the amount of people who were like, I've never seen this video, I was like, the fuck? What? But I have to remember this video came out it came out 18 years ago, right?
I would say, Naima, the video is more famous than the song itself.
Exactly. But it's also 18 years old. So I had to keep that in mind, and that's the problem, right? If there's just no context in the reviews I saw immediately after Coachella, it was from the mainstream outlets. It was like Beyonce had a brass band, she had a marching band. It was Beyonce University with no context about historically black colleges and universities whatsoever. And I was furious because I was like, y'all could have sat on Twitter for 10 minutes and got all of it, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, the mainstream tends to not really know anything about black people. They don't really care to know.
Don't care, right?
Even the young black people don't even know about black people.
They don't know. Like
they need. Exactly. I'm just being real. Like I wish I could sit maybe 5 to 10 kids that's Gen X or 20 to 25 years old and have them sit there and watch A Different World or just something of that element of pro-black, the pre-90 movies like School Days and just in all that.
Drumline.
Yeah, watch too. Videos, watch Different World. Like there's this thing where the younger millennials and Gen Y think that they invented wokeness and blackness, and it's like we've been on this. Like we were doing a whole African medallion movement in African garb and African wear and consciousness and rap movement in the 90s, like Native Tongues and Public Enemy and like X-Clan and Brand Nubian. Like we were all on that shit already. Y'all weren't even being thought.
Well, not only that, but how can they not know what they dress like?
Exactly. They think it wasn't just fashion, y'all. Like, there was context.
It's a short-term research, man, at this point. Yeah, 2,000 babies.
No, but Trey, that's like saying I'm wearing my 11s right now, and I'm thinking to myself, these just came out. Like no one's ever. You guys didn't have sneakers like this in the 90s.
But look, at the end of the day, people look at like Michael Jordan ain't shit. Some people say that.
But I'm just saying,
crazy. As crazy as it is,
like I'm gonna wear some retro shit, but I'm also at the same time gonna say y'all weren't up on shit. But I'm like, you wearing my shit? You're wearing my shit. That's my shit. I have it in my closet still.
Someone always says this, right? And I've seen it often on Twitter. 2,000 babies are in love with 90s shit, but they never do the research on it. They like to dress like it, but they never pay homage. You can say, we can complain all day and say, damn, man, that R&B era was so good. And they say, nah, that shit wasn't shit. This era is dope. And it's like, but y'all don't even know what's going on. Like, and I respectively, I'm not even crazy old. Like, I probably was like 9, 10 when I like really could understand what was going on. Like I have vague memories of Feels Good by Tony Tone at 6, 7.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I can't really just like cross my arms and say I'm a gatekeeper of the 90s. You know what I mean? Like I'm
you know a little something. But
I know a little something. I respect the art of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's enough for you to respect it. And that's kind of the thing. Like the 2000 babies, and I know I'm very get off my lawn about them, and I try not to be, but it's like they really don't think anything existed before them. Like and talking about the blackness, there was a guy, I want to say he's in his 20s, and a while ago he asked the question on Twitter, how many of y'all know the Black National Anthem? And I was watching the responses. He did a poll, which is Lift Every Voice and Sing, for those who don't know, which is the song that Beyonce sang right before she went into formation. It is called the Black National Anthem. this used to be something that I couldn't even tell you where I learned it. I just knew it. You either learned it in church, you learned it during Black History Month, you learned it at whatever program you were part of. If you went to a HBCU, you absolutely knew it. And still, if you go to a HBCU, you know it. And so many people were like, what's that? Or were jokingly like, you mean Formation? Or you mean whatever song was out at the time? Or you mean Nuck If You Buck? Or we're really like, I didn't know there was a Black national anthem. And everybody over 35 was like, oh, what? You know, like, what do you guys really don't know? They don't teach that anymore? Oh my God. Like, I was literally like clutching my chest. Like, what do you mean y'all don't know there's a Black national anthem? So when Beyonce started with that, I was like, oh, these white people have no idea what the fuck is going on right now. Because I was at a Stevie Wonder concert where Stevie wove it into the actual Star Spangled Banner. And every time he got to like, you know, sing a song, and the Black people standing up like, we all singing and shit. The white people were like, what's going on right now? We don't know what's happening.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hey, I need that footage.
By the way, Stevie Wonder concerts, really fun.
They are so much fun.
I did not expect. I went and I was like, oh, this is going to be like the groaning classy night. And I was like, nah, man, he turns it up.
It's rocking. And Stevie stays on stage for like a whole fucking 4 hours. Like, dog, really? You're not tired? I'm tired. Like, Stevie broke curfew in Madison Square Garden, which is unheard of. It's just, yeah, the fine on that is monstrous. It's $1 billion. And I mean, he broke it for real, like by a whole good like 40 minutes, like which cost $1 bajillion. But Stevie concerts, like white baby boomers love Stevie. So it's a lot of fucking white people at Stevie Wonder concerts. So it's just really interesting. Like that moment was really interesting because white people weren't standing up for the Star Spangled Banner. We stood up for Lift Every Voice. So them watching us sing our part while nobody was singing the Star Spangled Banner, they were utterly confused. Typical. They were like, clearly there's some Black shit happening. Typical. We don't know what's happening. Yeah, we don't know what that is typical, right? Like, whiteness means that your shit is the default. And this is what people don't understand when we talk about Blackness. Whiteness means that your shit is the default. We all have to know all y'all shit just to move around in society. Y'all have to know none of our shit. And everything that Beyonce did was, I saw somebody said that performance was a love letter to Black people. And of course, here comes some All Lives Matter person. Like, why does it have to be a love letter to Black people? Why can't it be a love letter to all people? And it's like, because everything in that show was Black as fuck from the very first drum beat.
Hey, Naima, I know how to swag surf. I do it at all my Auburn games.
You stupid.
At some college football game, and I was just like, Black surf is dead. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. They took it. It's gone.
She brought it back. She did bring it back. She did.
But yeah, I just, you know, the stand arguments are tired and they're corny and they're unnecessary. But also at the same time, like, just not being able to acknowledge that Beyonce does what no performer out there can even do. Like, there's nobody else who could even put on a show of that magnitude. Like, do you know how much that shit had to cost? Like,
oh my God.
Shit.
Here, by the way,
rehearsing in a sound stage. Like, that wasn't just let's go to the
hotel
room studio real quick. Yeah, putting the people up, the per diems, the rehearsal space, wardrobe, again, like all the technical stuff. That the work. That was a lot of work. And everybody there, of course, has to be at the top of their game. And
for two shows.
And she got HBCU band leaders. She got HBCU drumline. She got actual Greeks in the show. She got an actual Greek to teach her how to step. She did it right.
Was there stage design symbolism?
Only just the bleachers. That's it. Of being representative of the band and the dance team being in the bleachers during a college game.
By the way, I think I didn't stumble upon this theory, but I think I've got it figured out. It's not that you don't like Beyonce, and I know you don't not like her. It's you don't like Beyonce fans. And I think that's a common thread with all these artists and all these players. It's not the players. I don't like the stands. The stands are what makes it's the same thing with Kobe. Although Kobe
It's on another level with someone, because he's become his own stan, and that's kind of, now he's gone too far. But like, it is crazy to me, this idea that someone can like something so much to the point where I'm not going to like it anymore. Not because of anything that thing has ever done, but because of you. You've ruined this for me. Oh, Stans.
Yeah, someone did say that Beyonce and Michael is like the LeBron and Jordan, or the Kobe and Jordan conversation. LeBron and Jordan conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit intense.
Take that, Ethan.
Yeah.
That'll do it for the Black to Black program on Mondays back to back. For more of this interview, we did another 30 minutes at least with Naima. We talked about Kanye. We talked about J. Cole. Go to patreon.com/countthedings and subscribe to our additional bonus content. That is the Monday Overflow. You'll get that every week. Please support our sponsors, SeatGeek and Draft. The promo codes are B2B, and we will see you next week, same time. Thank you.
Hey, Naima, so we touched upon separating the artist from the art.
Right.
And obviously, Kanye's been doing some things. I'm not sure if you've been following up on that. I would love to hear your thoughts on this.